How in the world to adopt a baby? It sounds like an overwhelming task, right? Too big, impossible, but it's not. No matter what is bringing you here, whether it's the crushing pain of infertility, you just want your arms full, or pregnancy is not for you, but you still want to be a parent, or it's been something that you've been curious about your whole life, and we're going to talk about the 9 different steps as to how to adopt a baby. So go grab your coffee or get a refill and come on and join me. There are 9 basic steps to go through the adoption process. So let's get into it, okay? And the first one is to ask yourself if you're ready. Just because you're curious about adoption does not mean that you're ready. Do you hear that? When you want to go through the adoption process, you need to be all in. That means you and your spouse need to be on the same page. That means financially you need to be stable. Are we almost ever really stable enough financially to have kids? Because y'all, they're expensive. No, but you can have your act together a little bit, right? You don't have to own your own home and be debt-free to be able to adopt, but you need to show that you can provide for this child. If you are going through the struggle of infertility and you are craving to have your arms full, and your spouse maybe just isn't on the same page yet, you're not ready. Take some time to both of you think about it, pray about it, educate yourself, and be ready to move forward. Because y'all, once you start, it is going to take a lot. A lot. Those are some questions to ask yourself. Also, emotionally, are you ready for this? Because it's a lot. And a lot's not even the right word for it. You have to be mentally prepared to go through this long haul. Not only are people getting all up in your business to make sure that you're ready for a child, but you have to be patient. You have to be emotionally ready to go through the ups and downs that the emotional journey, the emotional process, the adoption journey, the adoption process brings. And those are all good. Is there some hard stuff? Oh yeah, and we'll talk about that. But it's worth it in the end. When you get to hold that child, all that stuff melts away. But we want to be mentally and emotionally ready to move forward. Second, you want to educate yourself. Are you wanting an infant? Are you wanting an older child? Are you wanting to adopt overseas? Are you wanting to go through the foster care system? After you've decided which avenue of adoption that you want to go through, learn all there is to know about that avenue. We've done a bunch of videos on this, on all the different steps and what to expect along the way. So, or go to my channel, subscribe, and make sure that you watch all the things because I've got your back. But along with educating yourself, you want to talk to people. You can know all the facts, but you want to talk to someone who's actually been through it, right? Find a family friend or a cousin or someone at work who you know has gone through the process. Ask them about it. Ask them their highs, ask them their lows, ask them for their best advice to get a real life person's take on what the adoption process is really like. And it's going to be different for everyone. But when you can go into this process, into this journey, into your journey with some facts in your backpack, it's going to make it go a lot smoother when you know what to expect. All right, 3. You've decided which avenue you want to go through. Private domestic, foster care, an older child, overseas, and you want to find an agency to help you do that. So along with educating yourself is you are also looking into all the different agencies that there are. Not only can you go through your state through foster care, and you just Google that and you'll find a list of different agencies that you can use to do that, but there's also consultants. They will walk you through the process. They will give you wisdom along the way. They will give you their knowledge. They will help you find lawyers and the right home study social worker, etc. But they don't help you with any of the adoption process. Next is a facilitator, which that's what we used twice and we loved it. So a facilitator acts like a matchmaker. They are matching up prospective adoptive parents with birth families. And if your preferences match, meaning you live in the state that they want you to live in, or you're open to visits and they're open to visits, that would be a preference. If all your preferences or a large majority of your preferences match up, you will get shown to that birth family. And if they like you and they choose you, then you're matched. That's a facilitator. A facilitator also will give you the resources for lawyers. They're not handling any of the paperwork. The other way is a true adoption agency. You put together your profile, we'll talk about that in a second, and they make sure that a birth mother finds you and that you get to adopt that baby. An agency helps handle the paperwork. They have their own internal social workers that they use. So you want to decide which will be best for you and what works best for your family. You are going to be working with this agency or facilitator or whoever you choose to go through. You are going to be working with them very intimately and for what can be a long period of time. So you want to make sure that you trust them, that they've got your back. You want to ask them what their reclaim rate is, meaning once that child is born, how often or what's the percentage that a birth family will change their mind and choose to parent that baby. That means that's an adoption failure. So if their rate is very low on a national level, then that's a good sign. That means they are doing everything that they can to prepare those birth families to follow through on their adoption plan. And that means less birth families end up changing their mind. So that's a good thing. Look for that. So you found one. You found one you trust. You found one who you can see yourself building a good relationship with. And now you got to pay for it. It's not free, y'all. It is not free. Typical cost for an adoption is anywhere between $10,000 and $40,000, somewhere in there. Ours were in between the $18,000 and $35,000 range, okay? And we did 3 different ones, and each one was different. I have a video that talks about how to adopt debt-free. There are so many great fundraising tips in there. We did 3 adoptions, all of them debt-free. So it is possible, no matter what the expense is, which it can be great, it's all doable. So don't let the cost scare you away. 4th is now you do a home study. A home study is where a social worker comes into your home, they evaluate your home. Do you have food in your cupboards? Do you have medicine kept safely away from little kids that can grab? If you have guns, are they locked up? Is the ammo separate? Do you have space for this child? Do you have a place for a bed? Do you have a car big enough to be able to drive them around? They look at not only your physical place where you live and the practicality of in your home, but also financially. They're gonna ask for bank statements. They're gonna ask for a statement of what your debt is, what money you have where. They wanna know that you are going to be able to afford to take care of this child. There's also background checks and fingerprints. You also are gonna put together references of friends and family who know you, who have got your back. They're gonna say awesome things about you to show the social worker that you are who you say you are. Also, medically, are you healthy? Are you physically capable of parenting a child, taking care of them? Or is your body up for the task? If you already have kids at home, they're gonna wanna see a medical statement from your doctor saying you're healthy, your spouse is healthy. If you have a spouse, the current kids in your home, that they're all healthy. So this baby or child isn't being placed in a home that can't care for them. So all the home study, all of it is for the benefit of this baby and the benefit of you. They don't want you getting into a bad situation that you're not going to be able to parent this baby. They want this to be a safe, loving, incredible home for the child. So that is the end result of a home study. The next one, 5. Once you're done with the home study, you're all ready to go, and you have contracted with your agency is going to ask you to put together profiles. So they are like a scrapbooked portion of your life. What do you do for fun? Are you indoor, outdoor people? Are you hikers? Are you swimmers? Are you bakers? Are you game players? They want to know. You are giving the birth families a glimpse into who you are. So picture it like a storybook of your life. This is who we are. This is our family. This is our hopes and dreams for this child. you want to phrase it your child, because they are thinking very personally about this. So this is our hopes and dreams for your child. We want to raise them as such and such. You want the birth family to be as confident and secure in you as you want them to be in their adoption plan, right? You don't want them to change their mind. They don't want you to change their mind. They are putting trust in you, faith in you, giving you love, giving you this precious child, their child. So they want to know that the promises that you have made to them as to how you're going to raise this child, that you are actually going to do that. So these first 5 steps, all of that is kind of, the timing of it is all up to you. It determines how quickly you get your fingerprints done, how quickly you can send in the background check stuff. I know you can't control the timing of that, but turning it in, you can. Getting to your doctor, getting your home open to the social worker, getting your references out so the social worker can reach out to them, contracting with an agency, educating yourself. All that stuff is kind of on your own timeline. But once your profiles are in, now you kind of hurry up and wait. And this is where the anxiety is a little bit uncontrollable. There are ups and downs, and up would be, we're being shown to birth families. That is so exciting. Knowing you could get a call any moment that a birth family has chosen you. That is so exciting. But when days go by, weeks, maybe a month or 2 or 3 or 4 have gone by and no birth family has been interested in you, that can bring on doubt, right? That can bring on, maybe we're not good enough. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe it's not the right time. Whatever your doubts are, don't listen to those. You have to push through those and know that the end result is going to be incredible. This is where you have to be mentally and emotionally ready and stable to accept this waiting period. You have to be patient. Also use it as a time to better you. Get yourself ready to be a parent. Get your kids ready to be big siblings. Go on a family vacation. Do things to better yourself and to deepen the relationships around you. So when that baby comes, you are 100% ready for that. Number 7, hooray, you are matched. And that is so exciting. You get the call from your agency, facilitator, whoever you use, that a birth family has chosen you. I had that call on my birthday one time, and that was incredible. The best birthday present ever. And that's when your hope comes back. You go through this little bit of discouragement and waiting and not sure what's going to happen next. And then boom, you get the call. The mother has chosen you. The baby is due blank. Okay. So go buy something for that baby. Start telling your friends, start getting support, knowing that that baby is going to be in your arms soon. Start building that relationship also with your birth family. Whatever their comfort level is and wanting to get to know you, do that. Talk to them, be open with them, be honest with them, talk about your life, ask them about their life. This birth family, they're not just a pawn to you getting what you want. No, they are human beings who have carried this baby for 9 months, and they are wanting something better for this child, so they have chosen you. That is an incredible and deep honor, and you got to live up to that honor. So you want to share your life with this birth family. You want to ask them questions about them, get as much information as they are comfortable sharing with you, because your kid down the road is going to have questions about them, about their story. Why did they choose adoption for me? Why did they choose you to be my mom and dad? And you want to know the birth family enough that you can answer those questions so there's no secrets and no unknowns, if that's possible. That's not always possible to do, but if it is, please do that. All right, the baby arrives. Number 8, the baby is here in your arms. Now, whether you get to be at the hospital when the baby's born, or you get the baby after a few hours or a few days, whatever the situation is, that's when it makes all of the ups and downs of this process worth it. You get to sigh, you get to cry, you get to jump for joy, you get to hold that baby knowing that you are mom and dad. It is the best thing ever. We've done it 3 times. Y'all, I'm ready for number 4. Shh. My husband's kind of ready for number 4. But this is such an exciting moment. This is the moment that you have worked all these hard, long months for to get to this point. Once you get to bring the baby home, there is this period that you have to go through. Every state is different, so research what the laws are in your state. Some states are 30 days, some states are 6 months, some states are immediate. Whatever it is, that finalization period before you can go before the judge and they stamp that, yes, this child is yours, your name gets to be put on the birth certificate, it is done and you get to celebrate. Before that happens, you go through this period where a social worker comes to your home and says, yes, this family is doing what they said they would do. This family is caring for this child. This family loves this child. And the process is for you. The birth family stuff is all done. They've signed their papers, and now it's your turn. Your turn to be evaluated. Your turn to make sure that everything is good before you go before the judge and he puts that stamp down. And oh my gosh, you guys, once that happens, best ever. Having that child forever have your last name, having your names on the birth certificate, if you change their name, having that legally done, that is when you absolutely get to celebrate and again, cry again. There's a lot of crying in this process, so don't be shy of that. And that is just the best feeling ever when you know it's done. That child is forever yours. There's no going back. Now, let's move forward and grow our family, build our family, cultivate that relationship with the birth family, whatever that might look like, and just celebrate that child being yours. If you have any questions, please ask them below down in the comments. Come on over and follow me on Instagram where you can see my family and get nitty-gritty into all these topics and real life stuff and our highs and our lows and race issues and everything in between. We talk adoption, race, family, and real life over there and on this channel. So please subscribe and make sure that you hit the bell to get notified every time I upload a video. This is a community of people interested in adoption, going through their adoption journeys, where we support each other, cheer each other on, and learn from each other. So please make sure to join and go watch all my other videos. And hey, watch and stay tuned to the very end because there's always outtakes. Real life happens, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I really hope this helped narrow down the 9 basic steps as to how in the world do I adopt a baby. The mic was off. Crap on a stick! I just talked for 30 minutes to myself, apparently. Oh, brother, it's Monday. All right, now that I have that out of my system, I just spit. Blah, blah, blah. Nope, that was cheesy.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.